Here's one from the question bank.
Yeah.
What is an ETF?
Ah, okay. So an ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. And so the concept, if you go, there's different pieces. So you could say, okay, I want to buy an individual stock, let's say Ford. Uh, well, I can buy Ford, right? Or maybe I want to buy more of the automobile makers, even internationally. So an ETF would go out and put together a basket of auto companies, for example. And there's 2,300 ETFs that I follow that kind of fit my criteria, and they're basically all different baskets of different types of stocks and what have you. And it's a really, really great way to be able to buy a diversified piece without having to, let's say I wanted to buy the S&P 500. Well, it'd be pretty onerous to go out and buy all 500 stocks. But I could go to Vanguard and buy theirs, and I buy one. It's called VOO, for example, is the ETF, and I buy that, and I can get it for without any commission right now at TD Ameritrade, where or Charles Schwab actually where we're working, and then it trades like a stock. I can buy and sell it during the middle of the day. I can, put in a stop loss if I want to try to protect my losses. I can do covered calls and different types of options on those. And they're really, really fantastic. And actually, I think the fastest growing area of investment right now is the ETF arena as a whole, just because it does meet so many criteria for people. So that's what an ETF is. It's a good thing to know about.
All right. Well, Tom, let's say I have $2,000.
Yeah.
Should I buy an ETF, a mutual fund, or a stock?
I personally, especially when you're first starting out like that, would probably, like, I just started with a very young client, had a little bit more than that, but not that much more, and I asked him and talked to him about kind of, what he was interested in. And we picked one stock and we put that in there. And then the rest of the money went into ETF. And so I think, it's very important to try to get a decent rate of return. If you pick the wrong 1, 2, 3, 5 stocks, your $2,000 is all of a sudden $1,000. You're not going to have a lot of enthusiasm for investing at that point in time. So I do think it's good to get started in the right way, but I think it's really fun. Maybe you buy 100 shares of one stock that you're very interested in. So kind of that combination. And that's what I just did with one of my really young clients, of family, a child of one of my clients. So, and that's been fun. And I think that's kind of the way to go. I got started with individual stocks, but the ETFs didn't exist. Now I have way more fun trying to find categories that are doing well, and I buy the whole category, and I've done better there than with the ETF. So I would do mostly ETF, but the stock part is still fun.